Hey, how you doing today? This is Kevin with Hingle Makes It Happen. Today I'm working on a cradle for a new pontoon boat we just recently purchased. We're down here way south Louisiana in Cocodrie, where I be keeping the boat at. And I had some guys make me a nice lift, but I told them I'd make the cradle myself. Although I've never done it before, but I figured I could figure out how to make it happen. So one of the things I'm working on right now is covering the boards. The treated wood is not good for the pontoon because it affects the aluminum and can mess it up over time. So it's always recommended to cover it. My stepson is a fireman in the city of New Orleans. Thank you for your service. And he gave me some fire hose some time ago, and I've been holding on to it till just now. The hose I'm using today is an all rubber hose. Many of them have a fabric jacket, which I've been told you need to take the jacket off. This particular one is all rubber. It is a 6-inch hose. At least I believe that's how they categorize it. Not a fireman, so honestly, I don't know. I Googled a few times trying to figure out the best way to cut it and really didn't have very many basic options for people like me who don't have professional tools. So I've messed around with some different things, and honestly, I found the best way to cut it is a fillet knife, period. These are some of the lengths of fire hose I already cut to length. My pontoon boat is 20 feet and the tunes are about 18 feet. So I was able to get some 2x6x18 to make the cradle out of, and got these brackets, which are the same ones I use for the trailers. Don't know honestly if it's strong enough for a regular lift, but we're gonna give that a try and see how it works. I figure if it works for a trailer, it should work fine for a lift. That's the lift we're putting on. 10-inch aluminum I-beams that I know is too big, but the 8-inch was not available. So that's what we got. This particular video is about cutting the hose though. So in cutting it, I found to make the cross cut was easiest to just use a razor knife. I put my speed square on there just to keep it nice and straight, and just made multiple passes with the razor knife. Cut through it after about 4 or 5 passes, no big deal at all. Ripping it down was the issue, because that's not the easiest thing in the world, and you try to do that with a knife, that would take forever. I want to wrap my 2x6s completely and not have nails facing the boat, obviously. So that's why I have this size hose and I'm cutting it like this. What I figured the best way, or the easiest way, honestly, to do it was to just use a fillet knife, electric fillet knife. My wife bought me this. I don't think she'd like me using this for this project, but working pretty good. The knives are old, so not worried about messing them up, but it actually cuts pretty well. Goes through it almost like butter, and you just run it on the inside, just kind of like you do when you cut the fish. Run it right along the top, it goes straight through there. I wish I could make a video of me actually doing it, but as usual, I do most of this stuff by myself and don't have a better way of recording it. Anyway, got a couple little guys hanging out with me today while I'm cutting the fire hose. I guess they think I'm cutting fish, but I'm not, and I don't think they want to eat it. Nice little guys, very pretty. Unfortunately, they smell kind of bad. So this is how the cradle is coming together. Just wanted to kind of show the process that I decided to do. I started with my 2x6s like I showed earlier with the brackets, and I got them all put together. And then took the fire hose that I cut and started nailing it on. Naturally, as I go through the process, since this is my first time, I'm learning some neat little tricks. The way I decided to do it was to start nailing the top on the outside, nail about every 12 to 16 inches or so that I could wrap it around. Naturally, I don't want to have any nails where the tunes will sit. So I got that going on. What I also decided to do was I wrapped it around, and I didn't wrap it 100%. I just wrapped the top with the nails on both sides of the 2x6s. My thinking is that it will give a little air so that it will drain out and not stay soaking wet all the time. I know a lot of people would wrap the entire board to make it look nice and pretty, but I don't care if it looks pretty. I want it to work and I want it to last, This is a ground contact marine grade 2x6. This isn't something you just get from Home Depot. It's a good quality piece of wood. Wrapped it around, starting on the outside like I have here. Then I'll flip it over and do the inside. This is the best method I found for wrapping the hose around. As I showed before, we got it nailed from the outside, and my OCD does kick in, and I counted 8 ribs to get my nails nice and straight. It's a little insane, but so am I. So on the inside, what I figured the best method to do, notched it to go around the metal parts here. Took some vice grips where I could put it and rolled it on the vice grips with the roll part on the outside, so I can get on here and get it nice and tight, pull it in, and then nail it in there. That way, trying to get them pretty tight. I think it'll look good. Unfortunately, it's about the end of the day here. It is late December. Sun goes down somewhere around 5 o'clock. I've about 10-15 minutes left. Hopefully I'll finish nailing this, and then tomorrow I'll start mounting them. Well, that's it. Basically, pretty simple. Hope you can find it useful. As I said earlier, I couldn't find any good description online of easy ways of cutting it without having special fabric tools and cutters and things like this. So it worked pretty good. I hope you like it. If you like the video, click like, share it, and just hopefully it helps somebody out to make their job easier as they're doing it. Thanks much. Y'all have a good one now.